Hi, I'm Sandra Palomino, Director of Historical Manuscripts at Heritage Auction Galleries, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this wonderful Thomas Paine letter that we have coming up in the October auction. In this letter, dated November 17, 1797, Paine is writing to the President of the French Executive Directory to share with him that he's met with Irish rebel leader James Coigley and has learned that the northern coast of England is the ideal target for a planned invasion. Cataloging this letter has been tremendous fun. Initially, I was very cautious because when I saw the digital images, both the content and condition were so amazing that it just seemed too good to be true. Our consignor found the letter at an estate sale inside of a book he had purchased. The estate belonged to a gentleman who had taught at university in France and had returned to the United States to retire. Paine's plan, an overview of which is included in this letter, was to build a fleet of 1,000 small boats, each carrying 150 men. These were not the fleeting rants of a madman. Paine had thought things through very carefully. There's actually a draft of Paine's plan included in the papers of James Monroe at the Library of Congress, and I believe very strongly that Monroe received this draft just prior to leaving France in April 1797. A few years earlier, Monroe had helped secure Paine's release for a French prison, and the two shared living quarters for a brief period. But there are some flaws in Paine's logic. The following month, he published 2 articles in a French newspaper discussing these plans, and the second article included a detailed formula for how the money to build this fleet of 1,000 boats would be raised. It was his belief that French citizens would simply want to donate the money, and in fact he contributed some of his own money to this cause. Also, he believed that the English people would be so grateful that they would repay the French for their expenses. The Irishman James Coigley, to whom Paine refers in the opening lines of this letter, was captured by the British just a few weeks later. Coigley had been on his way back to France and was captured, and upon search, they discovered a letter from the Irish rebels to the French Directory discussing the plans to invade England. He was tried and executed. Now, I wanted to just take a moment to show you this letter because it really is in amazing condition. It's only very, very gently toned, and the paper is still very supple. And if you can see, there's just the slightest trace of sellotape affecting the very margin of the letter. I encourage you to come out to our Beverly Hills gallery and preview the letter in person, and welcome any phone calls about this or any other item in our collection. And again, see you out in Beverly Hills in October.